Hey students, I am so excited about today's lesson. Before we get started, I just want to make a few announcements. So first, I did have a few students reach out to me this week just because they had not received a video. Again, I am doing my best to make sure that I put out at least 1 to 2 videos per week, okay? I want to get it up to where I'm putting out really more like 3 to 5, okay? But please remember that I am the only one that's running Billionaire Beauty, our website, our scheduling site, the actual service. We're in the process of moving locations. I'm in school right now, and I'm running the Billionaire Beauty Lash class. And this is like my passion project, okay? So when I put out content, I just don't want to send you guys the video just to send you a video and say I met my requirements. I want to make sure that when I come on here, you can hear the enthusiasm in my voice because I'm serious about what I'm telling you, okay? I want you guys to get some value out of this class. I'm offering the class at such a low rate because I wanted it to make it accessible to everybody, okay? So when I put out content, I'm not rushing it, all right? I want to make sure I'm giving you something that you can actually do something with, especially during these first few weeks where a lot of the videos are just literally me talking because it's so much knowledge that you need to know, okay? Now, next week, we're actually getting into application. That's why this week is so important because I want you guys to know head on if lashing is for you or not, all right? So even if you know somebody that's thinking about taking a lash class and they're just not sure, tell them to sign up for the class. All right, because this video right here alone is worth the $25 fee, simply because I'm about to go over so much stuff that's just so important to you as a lash artist. All right, so let's get started. So lesson 2 is, what do I need to start lashing? Okay, because there's so many things that you need to start lashing. Just aside from time and money, you are going to need some other things, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So depending on your state, you may or may not need to be a licensed cosmetologist or esthetician. Now, we have students that are in Georgia, Texas, and Alabama in this class, okay? So that's why I put those states. We do have students in other states, but I'm doing my best to not make this video so lengthy because it is a very, very cut and dry talk video. So I didn't want to put every single state up here and read through every state. That's just a bit much, right? But there is a link at the bottom of this page, this link right here, where you can click or you can type down that link, and it's going to take you to a website that you can look up any state that you're in and check to see what you need to legally be a lash technician in your state, okay? You want to do your best to follow your state regulations. Now, with that being said, let us remember that lashing is a new service. When we think about the beauty industry, beauty has been around, literally forever. Women have always had beauty traditions and beauty treatments that they performed on themselves and then eventually other people to keep up our look. That's just something that women, that's just in our nature. That's just something that we do, right? Hair has been around for thousands of years, hundreds of years. Even just black hair as a thing has been around since Madam C.J. Walker, right? Barbering has been around just that long as well. But when we think about lashing is relatively new. Whereas everything else has been around for hundreds and thousands of years, lashing might be 10 years old. If that. And I'm serious when I say I don't even want to say it's been 10 years. Like, lashing right now is such a new part of the beauty industry. Okay, so when lashing first started, a lot of state boards all around the nation did not have specifications as to what a lash tech would or would not need in order to be able to practice legally. Why? Because lashing wasn't an actual thing. The only thing we used to have was those little Ardell lash clusters that you got done at the Chinese nail shop. Lashing as a service was unheard of. So if it was unheard of, the board members wouldn't have found it, useful to go and write that into their regulations. once lashing kind of started to catch some traction, and now we got people popping up every 3 days saying that they're a lash tech and they're taking appointments, the board, of course, is going to put their hand into it and make sure that those individuals are practicing under board regulations. Some states, like here, Alabama, has no regulations. They still have not written it in. Texas said you must be a licensed cosmetologist, esthetician, or eyelash specialist. So you can go to an individual like myself and become an eyelash specialist. And basically through that definition, you can only do classics. You're not supposed to do volumes. But I mean, through the law, you would still pretty much be covered, right? Georgia is specific. Georgia wants you to have an esthetician license. It doesn't say cosmetologist. Now, I think if you got a cosmetologist, I think you would pretty much be fine. But this does say esthetician license. Okay, and the esthetician program is an 8-month program, 8 to 10 months, I believe, actually. And it just depends on where you take it. That program can cost you anywhere from $1,000 to $20,000. I do personally know programs that are charging $20,000. Okay, so that's super, super, super expensive. Depending on how far you want to go. Me personally, I want to specialize in lashes because you make more money when you specialize in one thing, right? Because you specialize in it. I know a lot of people that do hair and nails, and usually they're better at one than they are at the other. Or they kind of are mediocre at both, meaning their price point isn't going to get over a certain amount because their work isn't all that great, because they're not putting in all their energy into specializing one of those crafts. So depending on what your goal is with lashing, that'll depend, I guess, what kind of program you're interested in taking. If you want to learn how to do lashes and facials and microblading and skin peels and waxing, then take a program that's going to really go into depth about all that. If you're just getting your esthetician license to be a lash tech, go with the cheapest program just to get your license. That's what I would do. You don't have to follow my advice on that, but that's what I would do, because why the heck do I need to learn all this other crap that I'm not about to use? I don't even want that in my salon. So I would just go with the cheapest program that allows me to practice lashes legally. Okay. If you are in the state of Georgia, there is a lash school and it is board certified. Okay. So when you receive your license, it's a real license that is signed by the Board of Education. Not the Board of Education, I'm sorry. By the State Cosmetology Board. And the name of that program, or the name of that school, is CEI Hair Schools. And she has esthetician programs anywhere from $450 to $1,000. And it's a legitimate school. So if you're going just to go to make sure you can practice legitimately, I would go with that school, because you're going to get your license and you can do it at affordable price. I would not take out a $20,000 loan to learn how to do lashes. That's just me personally. But again, depending on what state you're in, look it up and see what you're supposed to have. Now, again, lashing is new. So once different boards around the nation started to catch on that lashing was its own sector in the beauty industry, and they started to come up with these regulations. Excuse my dog, y'all. Once they started to come up with these different regulations, a lot of people were already practicing lashes. A lot of people already had lash businesses. So with that being said, a lot of people did not shut down their business because the board woke up. I'm not saying whether that's right or wrong. That's not my place to say. All I'm saying is that you can lash without a license. I'm not saying you're supposed to. I'm not saying you're going to be able to work in a salon. All right? Because usually with salons, they want you to have that license, because any salon that's registered under the cosmetology board, a board member can walk in there at any time and check out the parameters. Anything that's out of spec, anything that's out of place, anything that's not supposed to be there, they will be audited and fined for. All right? So most salon owners won't allow you to work there because they're like, I don't need no board member walking up through here one day, secret shopping, and see you in here without a posted license and then we all go, then now they wouldn't take the salon owner to jail, but they will receive a hefty fine. So a lot of salon owners do not want unlicensed professionals in their salon. But it also depends on the integrity of the salon and what they will or will not allow. What else was I going to say? So yeah, just depending on where you want to go and what state you're in, that will determine when you want to get your esthetician license or cosmetology license. I'm not saying it should be numero uno on your priority list, but it is something that I do feel you should go to school and do. Now, with that being said, the question might be, well, if I have to go and get a license, do I need a lash class? And the answer is absolutely, positively, yes. You need to have a certification course taken. So just because you go and get your esthetician license, in aesthetic school, they're not going to teach you the trade of lashes. They're not going to teach you how to do lashes. I can 100% guarantee they're not going to teach you how to do lashes. Okay? They're there to teach you sanitation, safety. That's what you're there to learn. You're not there to learn how to specialize in one thing. Same thing, if you know anybody that's been in hair or nail school, they're going to go over it. They might have you do a few sets, but they don't care if your work is the best work when you leave school. They just care that you've done your hours and that you've passed the test that you're supposed to pass. That's it. So you absolutely will still need a lash class like this one. And again, when you guys are ready, when I start offering it, because we haven't been through enough lessons for you guys to be privy to know how to do lashes, of course. But when we get to that point and you're ready to take your course, you can come in for your certification and demo. So classic and volume. Remember, I said before, these courses should always be taken separately. You want to give yourself time to learn how to be great. This is my passion project. That's why I'm offering it at this price, because I literally just want it to be great professionals out there. Okay, when it comes to classic, when you take classic, when you start practicing classic, do not move on to volume until you are the best classic lash tech out there. Do not. There's so much that goes into lashing that you need to make sure you master one level before you advance to the next. Do not rush yourself. Do not try to look at everybody else's Instagram. Don't try to look at what everybody else has going on and say, I want to be where she's at. I want her success. I want her car. I want their life. Because listen, you don't know what they had to go through to get to that point. Okay, and it wasn't an instant thing. If you want to start doing lashes because you want to make some quick money on the side, you need to cancel your subscription. I'm just going to tell you right now. If you want to do lashes on the side of something else, if you want to do lashes just some of the time, if you want to start making 10 grand a month starting tomorrow after I drop this video, you are in the wrong industry. Lashing takes practice and patience and diligence. A lash tech can make 10 grand a month with their eyes closed. Okay? A nail tech can make that with their eyes closed. That's not the point. The point is you have to be worth it. In order to make that amount, you have to be able to bring in so many clients. But what brings in clients? Great service, great customer service, and a great service, a great product, all of that, right? But if you're not practicing, if you're not educating yourself, you're not going to have any of that, which means you're not going to have any clients, which means you're not going to be able to make that kind of money. So with that being said, if you're here to just earn some quick money, you might as well stop watching now, okay? That doesn't mean it's going to take you 5 years to be successful, but it does mean that you need to come into this not thinking about time. If you're pressed for time, if you're having a midlife crisis, no. You need to come into this ready to just learn and be your best. Because I'm telling you, once your work is good, you won't have to really market for clients. I'm just being honest. You won't have to really scrounge for clients. I'm just being honest. They're going to come to you because they see your work. Every person that you do their lashes full out and they look bomb and beautiful, whether they're at work, school, or at the MARTA station, somebody going to be asking, who did your lashes? Give me her Instagram. Give me her card. That is how businesses grow, is word of mouth and referrals. Of course, your Instagram page, but again, even that in itself, if you're doing great full out sets and you're posting your work, people are going to be fighting on the first of the month to get into your books for that following month. So just come into this being ready to learn. If it's something that you're trying to quickly do, I would not recommend it for you because it's going to take some practice and you need a lot of patience. Do you need a business license? Yes, absolutely, positively yes. And here are a few reasons why. For one, bank account. My biggest downfall as a business owner was not knowing how to manage my money. I'm just going to keep it 100 with y'all. I didn't know how to manage my money. The money comes so quick. I can go to work and make $500 a day. And so as quickly as I was getting it, I would spend it. Because I'm like, girl, I'm going to work tomorrow. Girl, I'm booked tomorrow. Girl, I'm booked the day after that. And so day by day, you're splurging more and more and more and more because the money comes to you so quickly. And then when your bills come, it's like, dang, why am I like waiting on my next client to get here so I can make sure I can pay my phone bill? That should not be the predicament that you're in. And so having that business bank account, having a business license allows you to get a business bank account, which is great because then you can put aside a certain amount of money just for your business, just for yourself. You can have that money go into that account every month, and then you can debit $50 to $1,000 as your salary for yourself, and then save the rest for your overhead, for your supplies, and etc. 100% will recommend it. Workspace, depending on where you want to work. Me personally, right now, I'm working in a WeWork building. I'm getting ready to transition back into a home studio. But if you choose to work in a co-working space, you may need that. They may want that license to legitimize your business. So if we stay ready, we never have to get ready. So I would right out the gate, go ahead and get my business license. Why not? Your website. You don't need a business license to have a website. That's absolutely positively not true. But your website, how do I say this? Your business license kind of legitimizes everything. You know, it might motivate you that much more to make sure that you have a website to where people can go and reference your business. All right, you can register your business. You'll start getting stuff in the mail for even business credit. All right, so all of that is very, 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 very important. And that's why I would recommend having a business license. Taxes. Having that business license allows you to get an EIN. So no matter where you work now, when you file your taxes, you'll see that EIN number, which is basically like a social security number, but for a business, right? That number can save you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Okay? I'm not telling any of you to commit tax fraud. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that you have a cash business and the IRS trusts you to honestly report how much you make and to honestly report how much you spent in order to make that amount, which can be then deducted. So with that being said, if you made $1,000, but you spent $600 to make that $1,000, your net income is now $400. Now, I'm not super privy with taxes, but I am pretty good. So basically, you will end up paying taxes on a lesser amount than that $1,000, and that's what you want. So that combined with your income now can save you a lot of money. I don't get returns, but if you do get returns, it may even get you a slightly bigger return, maybe. Not a guarantee. But those are all reasons why you want a business license. The biggest reason right here, if you've been drifting off to sleep, wake up. The biggest reason why you want a business license is because this license is going to allow no one to sue you. So as a lash tech, anybody can sue you. Anybody can sue you for pain and suffering, for getting an infection, for any reason at all. Okay? But if you have a business license, a LLC specifically is what I'm talking about, which is a limited liability company. Let's say I do something wrong, God forbid, and you come and sue me or sue your service provider, which would be Billionaire Beauty. You can come and sue Billionaire Beauty for all its assets, but you cannot come and sue me, Naya, the owner. You can sue Billionaire Beauty, but you can't sue me. So it gives you that wall of protection. It gives you that wall of protection that just allows you to be safeguarded should anything happen. Remember, if we stay ready, we don't have to get ready. So it's very important that you have that in place, if for no other reason than that alone. Now, I've never been threatened to be sued or nothing crazy like that, but I'm just saying, if it comes to that, you want to make sure that you're protected. Money. So all of this costs money. We're getting ready to get into application next week. I actually already have those videos recorded. How to do lash vests, how to tape down your client, choosing your lash trays, and actually now we're picking up tweezers and I'm showing you how I'm doing my classic sets. I'm giving you a full-blown in-depth tutorial on how to be a lash boss. But all that costs money. This class is gifted to you because this is kind of like my passion project. I'm happy to make other people bosses because there's enough money and clientele for us to all go around. But the class may be $25, but that's not all it's going to take for you to invest in your own business. So something else you may need is lash bed. Your lash bed is going to cost you anywhere from $80 to $100. Your tweezers, I recommend having 3 pairs. Like in a pair, there's 2 sets. So 3 pairs, at least 6 tweezers at a time, because you never know when you're going to drop one. You never know when one, just for some reason, you misplaced it. So if you're walking around with 2 tweezers, anything could happen and you literally may not be able to finish the set. Would not recommend it. You want to have more than a few pair of tweezers at a time. So you might spend $100 on your tweezers. Tape, pads, glue, primer. All of that together might cost you another $100. Lash trays. Ranging from classic lengths. And so we're just talking about classics right now. We ain't even talking about volumes. But from 8 millimeters to 18. And 18 is the longer side. I did stock 18s when I first started because I wanted to make sure if somebody wanted long lashes, I could service them. But stocking all 11 trays is going to cost you about $100 per set. And that's only if you're only stocking one weight and one curl. So like 0.18 or 0.15s in a CC curl or in a D curl. If you want to stock CC and D, that's going to be like $200. If you want to stock C, CC, and D plus, it's going to be like $400. So it just depends on what you want to start with. That can cost you anywhere from $100 to $400 or more. Pillows. Pillows are very important, believe it or not, when it comes to your success in lashing. Not just for your client, but for yourself. You're going to spend about $60. There are 3 pillows that everybody needs for their lash bed. And I'm going to show you guys what those pillows are. Ring light. You need a good light, okay? The light in the room, you will literally be looking at nothing. You can't see anything with just a room's light. But if you use a ring light or a Glamcore light, on the cheap end, that's going to at least cost you $80. Trainee lashes can cost you another $15. Spoolies and applicators might cost you another $20. All of that together you're right at about $575. So that's something that you definitely want to keep in mind when you're considering starting your business, is that it's going to take you a little bit of money to start. Now, starting off, when we start class, the top 3 things I will make sure I had was my tape pads and glue and primer, at least 2 lash trays, and our training lashes, and of course our spoolies and applicators. You can wait a little bit to get a lash bed until you start doing models. I will try my best to actually do a few training kits that you guys can buy. That way it's maybe a little bit cheaper, and it's going to come with everything you need, and it'll come all together so you don't have to order everything yourself separately. But I will give you guys the detail on those kits a little bit later. Model call. So the last thing that I want to talk about before I go today, I know this video was so long-winded. My voice is hoarse from talking so much. You're going to need models. Okay, I don't care if it's your coworker. I don't care if it's your mom. I don't care if it's your dad. If he'll let you, you're going to need models to practice. So everything that I'm going to teach you in this class is going to teach you placement, sanitation, and technique, which is the foundation to a great lash application. But your skill is going to come from practice, live practice on models. You're not going to get that type of practice from your mannequin doll. So it's very, 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 very important that you get some models lined up that are ready and serious about letting you practice, so you can see some different eye shapes, some different curl shapes. You can get somebody eyes who water. You can get somebody eyes who are bloodshot red for some reason. You just need to experience everything so that when you start to charge people, when you get your business up and running, you're seasoned as your lash artist. Okay? So that concludes our video for today. That goes over everything that you need to start lashing and to really call yourself a business owner. Okay? You use your discretion to say what you want to invest in now and what you want to put off to later. But it's very, 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 very important that you watch this video a few times if you have to, and make sure that you get it done so that you can start your business. Okay? We don't want to just be watching these lash tutorials and lash videos and never actually start to run a business. So I'm giving you everything you need to be successful. Take advantage of it, okay? Because it's never going to come at this price ever again. All right? And if you know somebody who is serious about lashing and they just need to know if it's for them, definitely recommend this class to them, because I'm not holding anything back. Anything that you guys want to know will be answered, okay? So you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys in our next lesson.